These quilts tell 3,000 personal stories. Each square of every quilt is a message from survivors of rape, incest, or domestic violence. They are women, men, and children from across the United States and Mexico. The project was envisioned and organized by Force, Upsetting Rape Culture. The Baltimore-based activist collaboration produces large-scale public art projects to generate media attention and get millions of people talking.
We're a survivor-led organization, and we are putting the needs of survivors first in creating a public platform for our healing.
Laid out on the National Mall this month, the quilt squares spelled out, "You are not alone," in English and Spanish.
This display is the final 50th display that we've done around the country in the U.S. and in Mexico in 33 different cities over the past 6 years of organizing.
4 years ago, one of those events inspired Greg Greycloud to join the campaign.
At that time, no male had shared their story until I finally, got enough nerve to share my story from when I was 9 years old, from when I was sexually assaulted. But these women here at the Monument Quilt and Forest, they created such a safe space for me to share my story that I don't have to feel ashamed for what I went through. Because for the longest time, I stayed 9 years old. I was a grown man, but I was 9 years old in my head. But they shared a space for me where I can be a grown man and continue to share what happened to me when I was a child.
Trauma, especially gender-based violence and sexual trauma, lives sort of in the soil, it lives in the body. And when you put the quilt out and it's on display, it often acts like an acupuncture needle and it opens up those spaces of trauma. And often people who don't even identify as survivors, once they experience the quilt, realize that they have sexual violence in their history.
It's really beautiful to see survivors standing up and not being afraid and being able to find healing in community. It's really incredible to see. That it's also very sad to see how impacted this is in all communities.
Organizers say their work does not stop here. The display is just the launching platform for the group to take the issue of sexual violence to wider audiences, heal more survivors, and inspire change. For writer Faiza Elmasry in Washington, Faith Lapidus, VOA News.